Hey, hi guys, welcome. Hopefully you're doing great today. We're here with Crushing the Meta. Your boy JJ here has an interview for you guys today. Very cool person. He is the founder of Cardfight Vision. Hopefully you guys know him. He is.
Is that my cue?
Yeah.
I'm Quinlan.
It was there. It was your cue. I botched it. I botched the intro. I botched the intro. It's okay. We're gonna keep it in. I like that part. I liked it. I like it a lot. We'll keep it in. We're here with Quinn. He's a really cool dude, and we're gonna talk about his humble beginnings from when he was having the spark of an idea of organizing community dedicated to all forms of Vanguard, and we're gonna see how he did it. So hey Quinn, how's it going?
I'm doing well, and I'm very excited to be here for this interview. The creations of Vision is very, I don't want to say it's a secretive thing, but I think a lot of people don't know where we or how we started.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to talk about that, and yeah, I'm glad to be on Crushing the Meta. By the way, shout outs to Crushing the Meta, a fantastic group of individuals, people that love the game, love the community, and are just looking to grow it like all of us are. So shout outs to Crushing the Meta. Super excited to be on this channel and be on here and representing what I started over here with Cardfight Vision.
Okay, dope. So how did you even come into your position?
Whew. Okay. Yeah. I mean, man, there's long-winded version, there's a smaller one, so we'll keep it somewhere in the middle so you guys can get all the deets. I run a little card shop. It's like a gaming lounge, but it has a card component to it out in California, United States, and it was kind of approached to me, the idea of Vanguard. I didn't even play or know about it much before. And when I got into it, a wonderful individual named Hector Salazar, some of you may know him, or C-Cal Ninja, I don't know what he goes by. And anyway, to skip through all the boring parts, essentially what happened is I got invested, I started. He was a YouTuber before. He got me excited about community. He had cool connections with people like Nikki Goldman and some of the big Vanguard players over in California. And it just started growing and growing and growing. And as my shop got bigger with Vanguard, I just got really excited about it, really invested in it through the community because my shop does all kinds of card games and video games and birthday parties, and God, I hate Fortnite. But Vanguard was just a really, really cool, exciting game that came in, and to be honest, it wasn't a good moneymaker at all for the store, but the community was just phenomenal, and I wanted to do something to support it, and I had this crazy idea, which I still will hold out from this interview and hold from the public until we actually do it. But I had this insane idea of something I wanted to do that I think can be implemented in all sorts of games and events and communities that I just wanted to kind of test out. And the only way to test out something that I want to try is through a platform. And so I was like, well, how do I get a platform? How do I get something that I can speak up on and people will listen, or if I want to run an event, people want to go to it. And I was like, well, let's just start doing stuff. And I wanted something, because as a new player myself, when I got into it, when V Series came out, right where the release of Grand Blue and was that the third set that released in V Series, something like that. That's where I started getting into it. As a new player, it was very difficult to learn about the game. And there are the big YouTubers, right? There's like DifferentFight that did a lot of like deck profile videos, and 2 years ago there weren't that many big YouTubers, and really none of them broke down how to play the game. There wasn't a lot of fundamentals on how do you guard attacks, what's the best way to what does attack sequencing even look like, what's there wasn't a lot of information on how do you really play the game, not just how does it work and what do the units do. It was how do you fundamentally understand this game, and that's something that I wanted to provide. So we just started growing and growing, and I got a couple people on board like Chung, Dominic Manalo, Rodney Chan, who's based Crit. Just a couple of big names kind of in my area. John Chaden helped a lot out in the beginning. And we just started growing and growing and growing. And before you knew it, we were doing YouTube videos. We started our website, which we're writing articles 3 times a week. We had clan primers. And we just had this huge family, this huge team of people that just all loved the game, all supported the community. And it was never something, it still isn't something we ever intended to make money off of, which we don't. Everything we do, we give right back to the community, and usually I put more money into it to, do mats, do, everything out of pocket, just so the community has something to hold on to and something to grow with. And that's kind of really the beginnings. And once we started getting like the tournament scene and hosting events like the VCC, make those connections between people like Maxime, Solemn, Vanguard, Chris, who is DifferentFight, people like you and other talented entertainment individuals. We just really wanted to grow something and be something and have a really nice, high quality production that people can kind of look towards, especially because we don't have a lot of official events that have high quality streams at all. They're really starting to push for it for Worlds, at least for the card game, and that's incredible. The things that Bushiroad's doing, a lot of it is influenced by people like Kai, Chris, again, DifferentFight. He's really pushing them to improve the production quality. But until they really get up to that standard, I wanted Vision to kind of be that beacon of standard, at least for people to look at and be like, oh man, like, was that an animated transition graphic? Like wow, I didn't know those even existed. So we want to provide that quality for people with quality of commentators, quality of graphics, and quality of the experience of the tournament. So, and of course we made it, most of them are entirely free to enter and have a prize pool. So we want to make them really accessible, really fun, and again, something for the community kind of to be a part of.
Okay. And then recently you've also gotten into Vanguard Zero, which was one of the newest additions to the whole franchise of Vanguard right at the moment. And you guys have actually organized Clash of Kings, which is also a pretty cool thing
times
as well. And currently, like, Bushiroad is working alongside of content creators, a lot of ambassadors, as they call them. Would you ever see, as Cardfight Vision, would you guys ever want to work with Bushi in that aspect, or have you guys already worked with them, or been in talks with them already, or anything you're willing to talk about at all?
Sure. I mean, as far as publicly, I have a lot of friends within Bushiroad. Because my store is 10 miles away from the Bushiroad location in Southern California. So I've made a lot of connections with people. I won't name any names to keep people out of it, but we've done a lot of stuff where our events have kind of helped provide insight for Bushiroad for tournament organization, especially as they've been trying to move to an online transition. Nothing's official, nothing's regular, so it's not like I'm working with them or for them. It's just kind of, again, like the same thing for the community. It provides some insight for how things can be done in an online situation, because no one who creates a card game has ever in the world had to be like, well, how do I do this entirely online without an online game? So we've been able to provide information like that. And then to answer your original question of would we ever want to be ambassadors, absolutely. If Bushiroad ever reached out to us and wanted us to help promote their game or do content for them or even host their tournaments for them, I know I've sent a few emails regarding that. We would absolutely love to. And like I said, anything to help promote the game, support the game, we want to provide that quality, want to provide that production for them. And anything we can do to help, whether it's helping organize events, streaming the events for them, working with the people to help them stream, whatever it is, even just provide content and advertise for them, we would totally be on board for something like that, yeah. Oh. And then I think you mentioned how we got into Vanguard Zero. I don't even want to take the credit for that. We got into it because Rodney Chan, bless this man's heart, he is one of the most incredible human beings I've ever met. Genuinely, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And he kind of took a leave of absence from Vision about a year ago. He had a lot of things he was kind of dealing with. He wanted to focus on himself, his career, his family. And one day, I vividly was walking into the grocery store. My phone buzzes, and I see Rodney Chan message you on Facebook, and I'm like, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. And it just said, hey, we need to talk soon. And I'm like, oh, dude, literally, I will drop everything in the world if Rodney says we need to talk soon. And that's literally how it started. He's like, I want to do Vanguard Zero. Here's the things I want to do. He created all of Clash of Kings by himself. He got in contact with all of the people that we wanted. The only thing I did was I got the stream layouts and I physically turned my computer on to stream it. Rodney Chan did all of that, and he continues to do insane, awesome work for the Vanguard Zero community. And it was a really good first step into that community, and I look forward to continuing with Vanguard Zero as a platform.
Oh, okay. But in terms of Vanguard Zero, how have you been liking the game yourself? What do you think of it?
It's fun. I like when people ask me that question
Hmm.
because I'm so busy. I don't play a lot of games, because vision is my hobby.
Hmm.
This is not my day job by any means of that.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
not any of my day jobs. And so the game itself, I think, is awesome. It's a really cool twist on the game itself because you have those units, right, that you love and know from regular Vanguard, which I don't know if you played the physical card game much yourself, so we're kind of opposites here. I played more physical card game than mobile game,
Hmm.
but the thing I do like and kind of dislike about the game is its simplicity. I think it's really cool that it's so simple because it means they can build on it. If they
Hmm.
start too complicated, there's nowhere you go from that,
Yeah.
right? The only thing you do is add complexity. Look at Yu-Gi-Oh, right? The
Hmm.
only thing they do is ban things or take components out and then add random new ones that don't make sense with long paragraphs.
Yeah.
No shots at Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. It's still a great game to its own thing.
Hmm.
But the fact that it is so simple, it's neat because it has room to grow, and it's also cool because it's very welcoming to anyone to play. And I look forward to it having kind of more competitive edge. To me, that's kind of what it's missing. Is it feels like a lot of the games. It's not like luck based on who's gonna pull the heel, but it just feels very like you don't have as many options and choices you can make. So playing optimal doesn't really guarantee wins. And I like games that are more one-sided to the player who's clearly better. But with a card game, especially a mobile kind of gotcha style game, that's going to be very difficult. But I think they've done it really well so far, and I'm very excited to see what they can push next as far as what content and mechanics are going to help the game's longevity.
Okay. And then speaking about the physical card game in general, I understand that
Sure,
you
yeah,
are a member of the Dragon Empire. Um,
of
which
course.
clan are you? Which clan are you playing?
I'm a big Narukami fan, and before that, I loved Angel Feathers.
Hmm.
Um, and it's funny because I don't like playing the decks that people don't like playing against, and but I'm a big. This is a fun insight to me. When I was 12 years old, my Xbox gamer tag was Angel Quinlan, and I think that's really stupid. But I loved the concept of angels, and they're just to me. It wasn't even a religious thing. It was just they're beautiful, they're magnificent, they've got big glowing rainbow wings. I love everything about them, you know. And so when I heard there was an angel clan that can like bring things back from drop zone, you can like pop units off, pop units back on, switch things from heals. That like to me, I like things that I have a lot of agency in. Grand Blue is one of the first decks I played because it just has so much agency with the drop zone, and there's a lot of cool things you can do. And I'm only talking V series. Obviously, it's even more complicated in premium.
Yep.
So when I heard Angel Feather, and I'm like, that sounds mechanically incredible. There's so many things you could do. And when it released, it was like the deck that everyone hated playing against. Like, oh, an Angel Feather player? God dang it, I hate that. So I stopped playing Angel Feather until they were bad, and then once they were bad, it was just too late, and I never went back. But Narukami was a really, really fun deck, especially when right before GBD came out. I didn't like GBD as much. I liked the drill and stinger meta where you just get to like restand and do cool things with your phoenixes and your death scythes. I
Hmm.
thought that was just a lot of fun. And then when it became super super meta, I just kind of got bored of it. But I
Ah.
definitely maxed it out either way. I had completely maxed that deck out, full foil triggers and everything, and it was very fun while it lasted. But the thing I don't like about the physical card game is that the meta switches so fast, and there's always like the way they I want to say balance the card game is just by releasing an unreasonably powerful deck so that the other ones become less relevant. So that you have to push forward with the meta.
Mhm.
That's not always true,
Yep.
but that's kind of what it feels like, especially when you play in a very local meta. It's just like whatever's the big hot deck is what everyone's playing. And so like when Narukami came out, I was like, I'm gonna play Narukami, and then there's just like 18 Narukami players in a 20-person tournament, and I'm like, oh well, I'll play something else. Yeah, but yeah, Narukami for sure is my go-to clan. Still maxed out, I think. It's probably somewhere here.
Good. Did you feel in terms of competitive drive? You said you're slightly a competitive person, even though you've not played Vanguard for that much. I guess, right? You said before. Sort
Sure.
of. Just a little bit.
Yeah, you're close. Yeah.
Like, did you happen to play any other card games outside of Vanguard itself, or was Vanguard the only one you've really played till now?
Oh, I've played a lot of card games. So Vanguard, again, like I said, I got into it because it was just kind of something my store.
Hmm.
Someone approached me, that Hector, and we just kind of got into it on the whim. But I did play lots of Magic the Gathering. That was a very big part of my early life, and then growing up through high school, and then going through all of college, and then of course running that gaming lounge. It was big there. So I played a lot of Magic. And to kind of touch back on that first point, the whole competitive versus non-competitive, the only reason I wasn't competitive with Vanguard was because I didn't have the time to compete. Plus,
Oh.
weekends for me, I just don't have weekends. I haven't had a weekend. I mean, besides lockdown and quarantine, I haven't had a weekend ever free, basically since like 2015. So I don't have the luxury of going out and competing. I can't do regionals. Anytime that my players from Vision would ever go somewhere, I would just fly them out there, and I never got to even go to a single event with them, which really hurt because I wanted to go there and experience that with my team, but it just wasn't something I was able to do. So I do play competitively. I love to understand the strategy, but I just don't compete at the big events. But yes, I do play lots of card games, and next to me is actually every single Ascension expansion and game ever created. I love deck builders. I think that the idea that you have to go out and buy a deck and have the best deck and follow the meta, to me, gets kind of boring. So I like having games like Ascension, Dominion, deck builder games that still have that component of you have to understand mechanically how the game works, how it functions, how the cards interact with each other, but you're more free form with. You don't have to go spend $400 before you can go and play somebody. It's just you open the box, you take the cards out, and everyone's on an equal playing field. I like that concept a little bit better, just because I don't have a lot of time to play myself, so it's better for me just to kind of take it out of the box, play it, have fun, put it away, and think about it another day. So that's kind of my style.
Okay, and talked about like having time and years of not being able to do a lot of the events. But would you ever see yourself in the future ever going to anything? Like, say, for example, Bermuda 19 kind of dissipates, and life sort of goes on, as normal. Would you ever see
Mhm.
yourself taking the time out and saying, boss, this weekend, if it's okay with you, I would like to do something with my team, or like, would you ever want to do those type of things at all in the future? Like, would we
Yeah,
see you?
so absolutely. So I am my boss. So it's it's more something like the first
Mhm.
event that I'm available to go to that I'm not busy, I will go to. That's for me that's always something I've wanted to do.
Mhm.
And the second it's possible, I will do it. I would love to go to Europe for an event there. Unfortunately, my kind is banned from that entire continent as of right now.
Sorry about that one. Sorry about that
It's
one.
it's not your fault,
No,
let me tell you. But the second, especially abroad in a different country, I would absolutely love to go. Japan, I'm looking at you. Anywhere in the UK, especially. London would be even cooler if you guys even have events in London. Um, but yeah, absolutely yes. The second I can, I will be at one.
Awesome, 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 awesome. And then, did you feel like being your own boss? What do you actually do as work then? What's your job?
So there's a few. So I run a couple. I guess we call them consulting agencies. So I do a lot of stuff with Twitch.tv. So it's funny enough, it's a lot of what I do
Hmm.
with what we do with Vision is I like to help people when I promote people to be better at their craft, be better at what they want to do. I like to be that role model of, here's an example you can follow. Now go out and make videos of yourself. I know I preach this a lot on my streams, and if you're a true Vision fan now, if you watch a lot of the, especially the earlier Vision streams that I was on, basically at the end of every stream, I would always say, like, if you have any questions about streaming, any questions about YouTube, please message me. I would love to help you out because that's actually that's one of the companies that I started. Was I do a lot of consulting with social media, YouTube, Twitch. So any platform that you would like to push yourself on, you have specific goals for. I kind of get people up to that goal. And then, of course, my other job was I run that gaming lounge, which is, as of right now, completely closed since March. Um, which is why I have so much free time. But yeah, those are my jobs, and I'm also a master's student, so I do, I'm working on my thesis and taking my classes and doing my due diligence. So very, very busy. Lots of fun. I love everything of what I do. It's very difficult having a boss and being told what to do because I always feel like that I love having my own ideas. And if they're not my ideas, I like to reach out to my team to get those ideas. I don't like just being blindly told what to do. So yeah, that's a little bit more about me. I don't know how many people know all that, but now I guess everyone who watches Crushing the Meta does. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more or less, just getting to know somebody who's been on the forefront
Right.
for the last, couple of years now. I think like almost 3 now, close to 3,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
not more by now.
Is that
Years of
2017? Holy crap, it was.
yeah, just up to about 3 years now,
Wow,
organizing
yeah.
events, helping the community stay competitive, helping organize some premium events. Talking about premium, have you ever played any of it of yourself, or are you interested in any of the decks in premium at all? Ooh, that head shake. Oh God, no. Oh boy.
It's so this is my entire experience with premium. Are you ready?
Let me hear it.
I bought a Max Angel Gize deck
Oh
from
dear
somebody
God.
on Vanguardians. It
Uh.
gets better. It gets better. It wasn't even finished.
Oh.
So I spent about 4 months having people go to card shops for me because I was too busy to go, and
Uh.
they'd buy the cards that I needed.
Uh.
I finally finished the deck. I never played it, and I sold it to some random kid in my store for $400 more than I bought it.
Oh. Oh.
And
Okay.
and then I bought a Luard deck for about $80 and played that 3 times. And that's my entire experience with premium.
I mean, stonks. I mean, you got a lot of profit.
I mean, honestly, I gave him a good deal because I got a really good deal on mine, which is why I bought it so cheap. And then I added a bunch of cards to it that would have gotten close to that 400, and then I threw in my URRs or Rakiels. So it's not like I gypped the crap out of the dude. Right? It was valued a little bit under where it should have been, but still stonks for sure. Never played it. I never played it a single time. Because I honestly thought I was buying the Angel deck that looped and got a bunch of restandards and multiple attacks,
No.
and then I realized I didn't buy that.
No. That's
And I was like, I'm like reading all the cards. I'm like, where's the thing that restands? They're like, no, you just Gize them. And I'm like, I don't want to play this. And then the next day, somebody walks in. They're like, I want to play premium, and I'm like,
Pay
you
for
want
it.
this? 700, call it a day. And he's like, sure. And that was it. So yeah, that's my entire premium experience.
Interesting.
Which is also why I love that question. Like, you play premium? And I'm like, kind of. Ah! Oh no, I lied. I do also have an Ange deck, and I played that a few times.
Hey, it's not
And that was
bad.
very fun. It was the Riviere Ange, really fun deck. I did enjoy that one.
Oh, okay, that's
So I
awesome.
played that maybe 5 times. And John Chaden and Matt Perez, one of our vision guys, they were basically sitting next to me and they're like, do that, restand that, pull that out, grab that out of your deck, slam that on the table, turn everything sideways, turn everything back up, and turn sideways again. And I'm like, deal, you're dead. And so I never really even played it myself, but it was very cool to see how the deck worked and having them just like pointing, and I was just like, you're right, that does sound like a really cool idea. Swinging for 85, like, oh, it was really fun. Like, it
All
was
right.
really fun.
Okay,
I
then.
forgot I had that.
All right. There's like maybe like 1 or 2 more questions, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we're pretty done. Like now hearing like you're having a whole bunch of fun, having your friends and having people work with you and stuff in collaborations.
Right.
Like which one has been some of your most favorite collaborations so far in the the stint of content creation that you've worked with people you've kind of really had like, oh my God, anytime they ask me, yes. Yes.
I think it's funny because there's not that many people that I would not have that reaction for, if that makes sense. Like,
fair.
so, I mean, obviously I love working with, DifferentFight and Maxime. Those guys are really fun to work with. And I've only really worked with them through commentary, so there's not a lot I've done. But the Clash of Kings event, I think, had to take the cake. I mean, that was just. I'm more about, I like providing people opportunities to have that platform. So it's cool to have, bigger name people on Clash of Kings, and then kind of those smaller people that are just starting their YouTube channels that we're kind of reaching out, and we're more like we reached out to them, and we got to kind of give them this boost and host their stream and get their name out there and do that. So as far as who I love working with, it's funny because Vision is just all the people we work with, they end up just joining Vision, like for the most part. I mean, obviously not everybody. Like obviously Chris, Maxime, those guys. It's more just like we commentate. They commentate for us. And the Clash of Kings, those guys just kind of join our tournament. But like any real like fun big name that we've ever like kind of worked really close with on content, they've just kind of joined Vision and do their own content with us. And so I don't know. It's hard to. That's definitely a hard question to answer, but I mean, my genuine, not dodging the bullet kind of answer is that everyone I've worked with is just, I would love the opportunity to work with again, and any content ideas that people have, I love hearing them and working on them. And my big thing is I don't like Vision. I don't want at all Vision to be like a monopoly of content. So like if someone approached me with a content idea, I would tell them to still put it on their channel, and I'd love to help. They don't even have to like put Vision in it. I don't request that. My whole thing is I want people to have high quality content, and I want content creators to feel valued in the community. And it's not about pushing Vision's name and every chance I get. It's more about pushing their names and their content quality as far as we can. So there's a couple people that we've really helped, and I feel like I've helped drive to be better content creators. And I'd love to work with people like that again. The little guys really are what mean the most to me.
Aww, so sappy. So good though. It's been a good answer. It's a good answer. But and I guess I think that's pretty much it. I guess we could probably go for another 10 minutes. I guess asking a couple more, but
Yeah,
you got your own thing to do. You got your own thing to do, so I don't want to keep you. Is there any other plugs, any social media stuff that you want to talk about? Of course, we'll put most of the stuff in the description for you. But is there any projects that you're currently working on that you're willing to announce, or you're willing to, tell us?
No.
No. Close.
Look out for us though. Look out. We love what we do, and we're very excited to do what we can better. And the sad thing, and I don't like talking too much personal on street on anything, is I've had a very detached month or 2 months from Vision, and I almost feel guilty doing this interview just because I'm not right now, in my opinion, the face of Vision. Casey Volomar, you guys might know him. Cross, he has been the biggest driving force for Vision ever. And he really held on to things in my absence, along with my other admins. I mean, I can literally sit here and name every single admin we have and how hard they've pushed. Andrew is another incredible person that really picked up a lot of the slack, even when Casey took kind of his leave of absence. So the best part about Vision, and it's hard to even give shout outs, is that I don't even think I represent Vision, just because it's I created it from the beginning, and we've built something together that I don't always have a hand in. And I think that the people that I work with are just so incredible. So shout outs to every single person, the admin team, they're incredible. And then for you guys at home, if you want to keep up to date with Vision, the best thing you can do is join our community Discord channel. That's where we announce everything. We have tons of CFA games, tabletop games always being popped off. We do lots of little tournaments here and there. We announce all of our content. We post when we go live. I think there's a server. I don't even know how many people are on the server. Let's see. Tons of people.
How close to 1,000 is mine now? Maybe half.
Yeah, off the top of my head, exactly 1,189 people. So it's a really amazing community to be a part of. I try and go in there and chat with the people as often as I can. Of course, like I said, the last couple months have been a little bit detached. But if you're going to join anything, who cares about Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff? You don't follow that anyway. Join our Discord channel. You guys all have a Discord. If you want to be involved at all with Vision and up to date with what we do, that is our biggest source of information and content. And then if you don't even follow us on Twitter, we post our tweets on our Discord. So you're going to find it there anyway. So that's the biggest one. You want to flash it on the screen or do whatever. The Discord channel is what you should join. And Yeah, and again, like I said, everyone in the Discord, all of our admins, just incredible people. Look out for them. We got big things coming for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Quinn. Thank you so much for taking your time out. And you guys at home, be awesome, stay awesome. Have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for tuning on in, stopping on by. Don't forget to stay safe out there. It is wild. And until next
A
time.
little bit.
Bye bye.